Last week, I released a masterclass on my favorite vibe coding platform, Replit. However, Replit starts to get pretty pricey, especially if you're going full throttle with their agent mode. So what I tend to do is start projects on Replit, bring it out into Git, pull it down and use Claude Code to make my updates. But I don't need to even be doing that because you can run Claude Code directly inside Replit, and that's exactly what we're going to be doing today. Many thanks to Matt Palmer, who released an amazing masterclass on Replit and Claude Code, but this takes what I think is the most crucial part in actually getting Claude Code running inside of Replit. I'll leave links to Matt's video down below, so without further ado, let's get on with it. So in my masterclass, we built this HR platform. I can log in, I can add staff members, buildings, absences, all of the usual stuff you come to expect from a HR platform. So to save on costs, I'm going to use my Claude Code membership, and it all starts by opening up a new tab or Command K and typing in shell. We get direct shell access inside of Replit, which is one thing I love about it. Now we're going to run the recommended setup for Claude Code in the Claude Code docs. So we're just going to hit install. And we'll take note of this location here. We'll copy that. And the first thing we're going to do is, again, Command K, go to secrets. And inside of here, create a new secret, Claude config, paste in that there. Add the secret, we're good to go. We clear that, and we're just going to write Claude. Dark mode is fine. Now I've got a subscription, but you can of course do the Anthropic console account. Now we actually need to copy this in here, create a new tab, and paste that into a new tab, and copy this code back into Replit. And we've got it logged in. We're going to trust this folder. Medium effort, that's fine, and we're good to go. Because we have sandbox environment, we are in a prime position to run Claude dangerously skip permissions because there are no personal files related to this. It's completely entirely sandbox. It even says this should only be used in a sandbox container or VM that has restricted internet access. And if we open up a new shell, we can actually run separate instances of Claude. So you can have multiple agents running on your Replit account. Now with recent updates of Claude Code, we can actually task separate agents to work on it. So not necessarily important to get several agents working on the same task. However, this is a great way to just, again, compartmentalize work on different things at the same time. Now I wasn't able to find these specific files, but in Matt's video, he suggests Git ignoring certain files which might contain certain Claude like keys and sensitive information. So in his git ignore, he has .claude user /.star.claude user and Claude user. I'll leave links to this down below so you can copy and paste. It could be that he installed it using npm and we installed it using bash. Either way, I don't think it can hurt to have these in your GitHub. I couldn't even find them anywhere on my sandbox here anyway. So we'll add them just to be safe and sound. Now Replit has its own Replit MD standard. It supports agents.md, but Claude has its own Claude MD standard. Quite frustratingly, and it's getting us to try and run init to have the Claude MD file populate. Now we don't necessarily want to do that, but what Claude does support is symlinks. So we're going to paste this in. Again, I will leave this in the description below, but we are going to point the replit.md to claude.md. Now this will create that symlink. We should see claude.md, which is a symlink which points to Replit. So now, of course, you might want to keep these separate for various different reasons, but if you do just want to keep the Replit, which is what Replit's going to make sure it updates in sync with the Claude MD, we can create that symlink. Now with MCPs, there are going to be certain MCPs that you can add and certain MCPs that you can't. Now, as far as I'm aware, you cannot run MCPs like Notion who require authorization. That's when you click on it and it goes off to a separate website and needs to come back to the callback to organize it. It only accepts MCPs that have some sort of bearer token. And that's why I want to thank today's sponsor, TestSprite, which is an invaluable tool for testing your code bases. Installing it is easy as anything. It's done through MCP. You generate an API key and literally run the relevant script. I've got it set up in Claude Code, so I'm just going to run help me test this project with TestSprite. It's going to read all my files, read my project, understand what it's going to do. Here, I'm just going to make sure that the project is on the correct port. And it's going to ask me to upload a product specification document. I'm going to upload that. And it's going to write a comprehensive testing plan based on the PRD, which we expect a lot of these to fail because we haven't finished the project yet. This is called shift left testing. And when that loads, they've got this brand new test progress dashboard, which allows me to actually go into these tests and view step by step what it's actually gone and done. And the greatest thing about this is that you can actually correct it and amend it. So as an example here, I can see that the about link, which is it's saying that it's not visible, and I can't actually select the element to assert that that particular link is visible. So I can then edit the prompt here to say, select first link in the nav. We can regenerate a test. So you can fine tune the tests working in the way that you intended them to work. So we have a summary of what's happened. This will be reflected inside the dashboard as well. So I can look at these now. Let's take, for example, the podcast section and review what might have happened and why this test failed. So this one is trying to get to a podcast section, which I don't have a link to in the navigation. Add podcast link to the main nav. You can see it's doing its thing here. Now I've got a podcast link. Let's rerun the tests. You can now see that the podcast section is passing. Links all down below, and thanks TestSprite for sponsoring this portion of the video. Now back to it. Again, this is a sandbox, and I don't know why you would do this, but inside of Home Runner, you'll get your Claude folder here. Here's where you can upload your skills and things like that, but I'd strongly recommend creating a .claude folder inside of your repo and adding your skills, your hooks, your things like that inside of the project. But remembering these will be pushed to Git, so avoid having any environment variables or anything like that. Just be very, very mindful about what you install generally with Claude Code. We can do all the normal things. We can go into plan mode with Shift and Tab. We've got slash commands here, our configuration, things like that. We get all the models. My personal favorite is Opus Plan. It's Claude Code. So within this, update the primary color of the app to a nice green. We'll reference the Tailwind file here. And there it is. I'm using Claude Code inside of Replit, saving on Replit credits and using Claude Code. Now, I still might opt to use the agent inside of Replit. There are certain things, it understands so much more about the code base. I also love the testing. Now we can create a testing agent inside of Claude Code. However, because we've got the Playwright MCP or whatever Replit uses, I find it's just a much better system for testing the features that you're adding. So again, you might alternate between the Replit agent and Claude Code agent, certainly if you want to save on credits. And here we go. That's kind of exactly how as I wanted it. So that looks really, really cool. Now, if you did want to run this completely locally, first you want to set up an SSH key, which is basically a password. I'll leave links to the docs below, but if you're on Mac or Windows, you're going to run this command or this command. Now, I've already done this, so I've got my SSH key, and then you're able to copy that, and then in your terminal, just run that command and copy your SSH key. Then inside of Replit, Command K, type SSH, click SSH here and keys, and we're going to add a new SSH key. I'm going to say MacBook 16. Now Command K again. If we go to SSH, open this and we go to connect here. Personally, I've had issues launching these directly, so I would recommend copying the shell command. Now you can do this inside of your terminal, and then I can just run Claude inside of there, Now, once again, this is running still on Replit servers. It's not running on my local machine, but you just might like the separation of concerns there. Similarly, if you go to VS Code here and hit Command Shift P, I'm not sure what that is on Windows, you're going to want to install the remote SSH extension here. If you search here, remote SSH, it's by Microsoft, so it's a trusted extension. So remote SSH, we're going to add a new SSH and paste in that command. Now we're going to choose it to use my config there. Go down and hit connect. And close that background one there. Hit open folder. Home runner workspace. And this is all of your Replit files, which you can chat with, use VS Code, or even opening up a new terminal here, running Claude Code. So there we go, that's using Claude Code subscription directly inside of Replit. Go check out my masterclass. It's an amazing breakdown from a beginner just launching an app with one prompt all the way to a more advanced usage that we break down into the file system here, which you saw us do, the various different tools and integrations. Like, subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you to all my Patreons who support me directly. Oh, and also I have a Claude Code masterclass as well. If you really want to dig deeper into Claude Code, I'm releasing that as a work in progress over on my Patreon. So subscribe to the advanced learners tier there and you'll get the lessons as they become available. Until next time, keep on vibing.